Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We are live. I am here with one of our new sponsors in Nancy's world, Fernando Duque. I say that wrong, of Duque Renders, which I just found out is why the company is called Duque Renders, correct?
Yeah, that's true. Like usually my name is not that easy to pronounce in English, so at the beginning was Duque Renders, but it's like that's gonna be impossible. So we switch it to Duque Renders. I think it's much easier to spell and say it that way.
It is. So I don't know if you hit go live on Instagram. Mine didn't work properly. Did yours?
Yep, all good. We're
Okay,
live.
well, mine didn't. I'm glad yours did because mine did not. So we are not live on my Instagram, but we're live on yours and we'll grab it and put it up after. So, all right, we are here to talk about Duke Renders as a company, how you got created, what your purpose is, but more importantly, how designers, interior designers, can use a professionally photorealistic render to actually make more money and look more professional, provide a higher level of content for their clients. Correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm happy to share all the nuggets and all the wisdom about how to do that for sure.
Okay, and if anyone has any questions about renders of any kind, renderings, how to do it, please ask in the comments and we will go back and answer all the comments after if we can't see them live now. So, Fernando, tell everyone a little bit about you, where you're located, and the company.
So well, thank you, Nancy. It's always nice to see you now in the virtual world. My name is Fernando Duque. For who doesn't know me, that I am the co-founder of Duque Renders. I think we're a little. I can't say that we're a small studio. We're a medium-sized studio based in beautiful Tulum, Mexico. We sometimes host some clients here, so whoever wants to come here in Tulum.
Ooh, yes.
And yeah, so we started this out of helping my wife. My wife is an interior designer that she was kind of like being an interior designer at the very beginning stages, like, wearing all these hats. She was being the plumber, the painter, the accountant, and one of her jobs was to be the 3D render artist. And my brother and I kind of like saw her struggling a little bit. Like some of the people that are listening or seeing us probably can relate. And well, we said like, hey, what about if we jump in, help you out a little bit? And we started using some of these like do-it-yourself tools of renderings. And one of the things that we noticed is that once we stepped in, she immediately freed up some of her time, which is a way to make more money. Like now you have more time to yourself, to herself, for herself. And then she went and started getting new clients, being better at her processes. She was like just being a better designer because she was focusing on designing. And
Yes.
yeah, like once we ran out of work to do for her, we said like, I think a lot of designers can probably benefit from this. We went to Facebook, one of these Facebook groups, I don't even remember which one, and we posted some of the works that we did. That, by the way, wasn't that good at the moment.
Oh my God, because they're so good now. I can't even believe they were never like, there was a point, I guess we all
Oh,
start out in business, right?
oh
Not
my
so good. And then we get better.
Oh my God, exactly. It's like a kid growing up, and then, you start developing skills. And we posted it on Instagram, and a lot of people actually liked what we did. And then we started getting new clients. And now, fast forward 4 years later, we have a team of over, like, I think we're now like 100 people working for the company. And it's just, like we have a very, very detailed process, and we're helping a bunch of designers. I think it's last time I checked was like over 600 designers. So it's been fun. It's been a fun ride. Yeah.
And there's lots of places designers can choose to have their renders done. There is literally such a difference in the quality of some rendering companies, some rendering artists, and your company. You guys are so photorealistic and go all the way up to the 3D rendering if someone needs that. It's something that a lot of the places that the interior designers are currently using don't do that,
Yeah,
right?
that's correct. And I guess there's a market for everyone, right? Like we do our renders are do it for you. So we are do it for you service. So there's other products and other solutions in the market that it's do it yourself. I tend to see that the do it yourself are more for designers that one, have the time, two, actually want to do this, and it's fine. It's totally fine. We
Yes.
welcome everyone, right? Like, but again, like the solution that we offer is that we take care of that side of your process, and we kind of like become part of your team, and it becomes like a long-term relationship. In fact, I know you work with Leslie. Leslie's a great coach from this from your coaching program, and Leslie
Yes.
is one of our clients. And I would one of these lives will be with Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie was supposed to be here today, but she couldn't make it. So she's going to be doing lives because she uses you guys, and it is changing her profitability, changing the level and the quality of furnishing she's able to sell to her clients, because they can see it in a much more realistic fashion in their own environment. And they're like, oh my God, I love it. Done. Right. Exactly. And somebody on, by the way, West 11 Lane is watching on Instagram, and she said, I love them, meaning Duque Renders, right?
Yes.
So there you go. Testimonials from people who use you guys. Tell us a little bit about your process, because I think you're right. It's an extended team for an interior designers. If they're a solopreneur, they absolutely should have someone do their renders, because it frees up time like it did for your wife when she was a designer.
Absolutely.
So how do they get started with you guys? And tell us a little bit about your programs.
Yeah. So one of the things that we know, and again, I'm married to a designer. I know what the whole OCD. I always say that the D of OCD stands for designer.
I love that. That's good.
Because it is like that. Like, designers really like structure, because a lot of the processes is like a combination of different processes. Like the entire interior design process is just a combination of different puzzles. So one of the things that we identified it from the very beginning is that we need to have a very, very, very clear process. So we wrote it down. We started like saying, like, how can we make things faster, easier, like more streamlined and smoother for designers? And we kind of like nail it down to 3 steps. All right. So it's the gather stage. All right. This is the part of the process where the designer is putting together all the information. Okay. That's where it takes most of the time for the designer. But again, we try to make it super easy. Then the second stage is the clay draft, is where you kind of like see some of the already are seeing some of the space that you're designing in like a plain white rendering. It gives the designer like already visuals on how things are going. Okay. And then after that is the delivery. All right. So very simple. In the gather stage, we assign our clients, all of our clients have assigned an account manager, right? It's a live person, a real human being, not AI.
Imagine that.
Yeah. So exactly. We see this in the future. It's like, oh, you had humans working like that. So
amazing.
So in the gather stage, again, like all of our clients are paired to an account manager. These are very, very skillful people that know designers, have worked with a lot of designers, have experience working designers with designers, and it's like their best friend on the process. It helps them, put together all the information, answer a lot of questions, and it's just we always say it's the best friend for our clients in our company. Like, I get to talk to our clients like once, and then they get paired to the account managers, and then like, oh yeah, see you later, dude. Like, I don't want to talk to you
anymore. That's their point person from that point forward for their account.
Exactly. So this is a person that is going to learn the design of our clients, their design style, what do they like, at what time do they like to respond. So it becomes, again, like that's why I said at the very beginning, it's a relationship, a long-term relationship, because it takes some time. It takes some time to get used to, like any other relationship. We call it the marination time. But once that when that part is done, usually it's like 2-3 spaces, 2-3 projects, then it's all smooth sailing. So coming back, our process is the gather stage, the clay draft, and the delivery.
I like the fact that you are honest about the fact that it takes a couple of times sometimes for you to really get to know a designer. So how long does it take from when a designer, well, first of all, how do they get the gathering to you, right? All the products they want to put, and the floor plan, the measurements, everything. How do they get it all to you? Do you have a system, or do you work with their system?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the latter. Like, we adapt. All right. So we do have our systems. However, some designers have their own way of doing things. Some designers have the other way of doing things. So we provide some clients with a template of, just fill this template, just put here the selection, the color, a picture. Some clients do like that. However, we can also connect with all these other platforms like Design Files, Maidoma Studio, Ivy Pro. Like, we can connect with them. So basically, the clients just share some information, and then we'll just like go in, download everything, and that saves a lot of time for a lot of designers. So that's
Oh my God.
pretty neat. So again, like it's just a matter of like preference for our clients, and it's usually very fast. Like it may be tempting, it may be daunting, and
Yeah.
that's some of the things that we'd say that our clients say, like, yo, I don't know, I'm not quite sure if about the initial stage. I don't know if I'll give you all the information. I don't know if I have enough. What I say usually is like, send us what you have, and the
Mhm.
account manager will review it, and then they will tell you like, this is enough, this is not enough, we're missing that paint color, we're missing this furniture, and it becomes a collaborative process. So even though it may be a little bit like scary at the beginning, we have people in place in order to help out everyone that's working with us to make this process like much faster and actually fun.
I like that part, the fun part. A lot of designers like doing this themselves, but because it's also like a fast turnaround, they think, well, I have to make one quick change. I don't want to be outsourcing for one quick change. What do you say to people like that? Or it's going to take longer to work with a rendering company as opposed to me just doing it myself. I mean, I have, as a business coach, I have a ton of suggestions for them on that, but I want to hear what you have to say on why it's worth it for them. And like,
Well,
fast can you turn things around?
Well, I mean, our process, it usually in normal circumstances, we can accommodate some people that want I want it for yesterday, I need it for yesterday, kind of like comments. But usually our process is very fast. So it's like from 7 to 10 business days. And
Okay.
the clients are starting to get quick wins and quick results from the third day. Like at the third day, you'll start from the third to the fifth day, you start seeing some of the clays, which is like a booster of adrenaline, because you start seeing your designs before they're built.
Okay.
And so as fast as 3 days, you start seeing some clays, and then the entire process takes from 7 to 10 business days. Now, after we deliver and the clients want to have like let's change the color of the wall, let's change the sofa, and usually these changes happen very fast and takes around like 24 hours. Depends, of course. If you're going to change the entire space and in one run of revision, then it could probably take like 1 or 2 days. But it's very fast. Honestly, it's very fast. And if you factor these timings
That's
to
what I was
your
just going to say.
exactly, if you like, the trick here is like to anticipate what's going to happen in the project. So if you factor in the timing of of how long does it take us to do this, then nobody's rushed. Nobody likes anything rushed.
No, it's really about, and we teach this all the time in our Profit Insider Academy, managing the client's expectations and managing your own expectations, right? So there's a starting point. You start using Duque renders, add a week or two to your process, so you just have clear space, at least 2 weeks, I should say, not a week or two, 2 to 3 weeks to your process. I know a lot of designers feel like, well, the clients are never going to tolerate an extension on their process, but it's really not true. Once they just deliver it that way, a client just sort of falls into line. And when they see it, then it's just unbelievable. It's just they're blown away. I've seen it happen. I've looked at your renders myself, and I'm always shocked. I really think they're photographs. And what happens is the client just becomes happier immediately. Like everything they chose looks so good together.
Yeah. I mean, it's a combination. I'm just here talking to you, but behind me is a team of fantastic, insanely talented people that I always give shout outs, because at the end of the day, they are the ones producing the renders, in combination, of course, with the designers. It's kind of like when the design is actually not that great, and you can see it in the rendering, right? Like, so it's a very good combination on, good design, and of course, an incredibly talented team that we have behind us, supporting every single, render that you see out there. It is honestly like a very, very good combination. Yeah. I'm just a face talking to you.
I know. But you know what? You created this company to help the designers. And when I see it helping my Profit Insiders over and over again, the clients are saying yes to higher priced products because they can see it in the space and they just fall in love with it. The designer's making more money. The designer can bill out what they pay for the render plus a profit should they choose to. And I have many ways for them to do that I teach them. It's a no-brainer to get yourself to this luxury level, I'd say, over time, so that you can start attracting better clients as well.
Yeah, yeah, and we get that a lot. Like we get this is so common that we say like, well, I want to level up my business from where I am to where I want to be, attract the clients that I want to get, and having this luxury service, because it is a luxury service. I'm not gonna lie, it is a luxury service that providing this level of renderings to their clients becomes part of their process and becomes a like again like a luxury offer that everybody appreciates in starting
Yes,
with the client. And I always say that these renderings are, it's just like good for the client, but if we talk about the benefit for the designers is when I think we can just talk for hours, Nancy. Like, because yeah, the clients will get a very accurate representation of their future home, but the designers are getting faster turnarounds, are getting like the yes, immediate yes.
I was going to say faster decision making from the client. They're not like waffling as much because they can see it and they just go, I'm done. Yeah, let's go.
Exactly.
Bye.
Yeah, and I got one from a client that said like, I stopped getting let me sleep on it because it is either, oh, what is that? What's this?
And you do that on your computer, remember?
Oh, right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So Fernando has some funky computer that when he goes like this, mine doesn't do that, as you can see.
that's so funny. Right. We did it last time that we
We
talked.
did it on Zoom. Yeah.
But yeah, like you get like faster turnarounds. You will get like faster decision making. You can just go away and just think about like somebody behind is just producing these renderings, and at the end of the day you get the entire credit for them. We always say that you should tell your clients that you have a rendering team inside.
Absolutely.
Like, don't say that you're outsourcing this. Don't say that you have a team in beautiful Tulum, Mexico. Say that this is part of your team. I mean, that's what we're saying to everyone. Like, we're part
And I'm
of
going
your
to add
team.
one to that one, Fernando. Don't say it's optional. Would you like a render? No, it's part of the designer's process. As part of our process, we provide a rendering of the new space. Like,
Yeah.
so it just becomes part of the designer's process that they no longer a la carte their services. Like, you
Yeah.
can do this, so you can do that. Like, not
Yeah.
good, just include it.
And I have 3 actually ways to do that for designers that are watching this and say like, I should probably start getting into this rendering world. Like, the first one is that if you already told your client that you're proposing this design to your client, and then you find you're looking at this live, it's like, oh, I should have done renderings. One way to do it is like, hey, you go to your client and say like, hey, what about if I cover the first part of the rendering? If somebody's in that position, let me know. We'll give you some, deals about it.
Incentives.
Exactly. And then once you present to your client, they will be blown away, and then they will probably sign up for the next ones. All right. Now the second option is to offer it like optional, like you just said, like do you want to pay for the rendering or you don't want to pay for the rendering? The problem with that is that there's always the option of not paying for the rendering. And like I said before, remember, the benefits are better for the designer. So you get into this like, how the longer decision making, let me sleep on it. Now our clients are like most experienced clients, they go like you just said, Nancy, like it's included in their fee. It's no negotiable because they understand that the benefits are even better for the designer. So those 3 options, like probably upfront the first one, and to kind of like
that I would say as they transition
Yeah.
to never use renderings, if they have a client who's not deciding, they could add a render now just as a first trial to see how it goes. Watch their client make a fast decision and then realize, I'm just going to include this.
Yeah. Oh, and please, whoever's seeing this, contact me. I have a list of reasons why your client should be using renderings that I can just like share with everyone.
Yes.
And it's just like, say this, say this, say this, say this. And not because I'm trying to sell renderings, I'm trying to actually make designers have better processes and make more money. Like, it is an expense. I think it's an investment more than an expense for a designer. But I believe, and I may be a little bit biased, but I think it's a well-deserved investment.
Well, I'm going to put it simple, right? So in certain areas of the designer's process, we teach charge a flat fee or charge an hourly fee. put it in your flat fee on the design side. Just add it
Yeah.
in there so that it's an automatic. And like I said, don't make it an option. We are not interior designers, a la carte menu. You get to choose what you want from us. This is the service model, especially if it's full service design. It should include a render that they can see their space. It will make your whole process easier as a designer. So I highly recommend Duque Renders, and Fernando has created a great company. His wife's an interior designer, if you weren't watching from the beginning, so he knows the ins and outs.
Yeah.
How do they find you and get like a first conversation with you if they're thinking of doing this?
Yeah. So the easiest way is to go to duquerenders.com/call, like a call. Yeah, duquerenders.com/call. I think it should be an Instagram link in our Instagram bio. It says duque.renders. That's the best and easiest way to get in touch with us. You will be paired with one of our growth members, and they are just amazing. In fact, my wife is one of them, so you may be even talking to my wife. And again, these are very experienced people that will kind of like talk to you and learn about what your needs are and where you are in your design process and your design journey, and see how you can incorporate this. We have packages from the very, you can get like one space and to up to like 15 space packages. Of course, the more packages you commit to, the better the benefits, and of course the better the price. But it's yeah, we can accommodate everyone. We work from designers coming out of design school, or not even went to design school, to up the way to Studio McGee. So again, the range is gigantic. We can accommodate everyone that want to work with us, and we would love to kind of like experience how our designers are learn about how our designers are experiencing our products. And like I said, like we don't say no to anyone. We want to actually build this relationship, because it's nice to see how designers that started actually go and grow. We have clients that started at the same time that we started, and now they're managing, multi-million-dollar projects. And they say that, I mean, I'm not going to take any of that credit of how they are as designers, but I know we've helped a little bit into getting there, because they have visual tools that are like high-end luxury and attract that type of client. So again, if you want to talk to one of our team members, it's duquerenders.com/call, and we'll get you on the calendar, and yeah, we can start.
Hey, Fernando, occasionally here in the United States, we're having trouble with your website. I know you're working on it, but like right now, I just did it and I'm not getting. So what's an alternate way of them? Give me an email or tell them to go to your Instagram feed and send you a message.
Yeah, like I'm actually going to give you my email. So my email is fernando@duquerenders.com, fernando@duquerenders.com. Also, our phone number is 312-574-0845, 312-574-0845. You'll get some.
Hold on to your phone, because you just gave that to the world on every platform.
Bring it on. We'll pair you with someone that is again knowledgeable to your needs, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, I'll add one last thing, but we're going to be going live every month and showing examples and more ways that doing your renders through Duque can make you more money. It can also add images to your website, your social media. It's a lot of things you can do with a really photorealistic render, not just make more money, but create content that all of you need for your platforms, for your websites, your social media, et cetera. So there's multiple ways you can use this service.
Yeah, and also, actually, there's one before we go. There's one particular way that there's a lot of designers a lot of new designers are just coming into this world, and you just I'm going to tell you, because you just mentioned it. Like once, like to get that first client, you need a portfolio, but you get a portfolio, you need that first client. So one of the things that we do, and we have packages for new designers, is like get your portfolio through renderings. Like you can kind of like render few 3, 4 spaces, and then you can use that as your portfolio until you actually build and deliver an actual project. And there's no shame with that. Like it is a space that you're designing. It's just that it hasn't been built yet. And the good thing about that is that you're your own client. So you don't have to answer to anyone. There's no budget. So, and you can create that client that you actually want to get with these renderings. A lot of our clients do that. A lot of our clients start that way, and they build their portfolio, and use us in order to kind of like get that client immediately. You don't have to kind of like go around and go to the golf course and to find that luxury client. You can just,
Oh my God.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So that's just another nugget that I can probably
I
share.
think that's a huge nugget, because I always tell all my profit insiders, put out on your websites and on your social media what you're looking to attract, right? Don't put out DIY stuff if you're not trying to attract DIYers. So if you're putting out your designs through renderings and you're identifying it, that this is a design I created, it's a render, that's okay. You can still use it. And yes, it'll attract what you're looking to attract, as opposed to trying to, like you said, pull together little pictures here and there from friends, from your own house, from store vignettes, whatever you're trying to do, showrooms. This is a way to really showcase your own talent.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
And we're happy to help you with that.
All right, everybody, go over to duquerenders.com/call if you want to get a call, or go back and listen. Fernando gave his email address and his phone number should you want to get through to him that way. And tell your Instagram handle one more time.
Duque.renders.
Duque.renders. Okay. And everyone knows me. I'm Nancy Ganzikoffer. Same on Instagram. We will see you next time. So get over to Duque Renders and start up leveling your business to attract the clients you want and to deliver the kind of service you want. Having a photorealistic render from Duque is just part of it, as far as I'm concerned. Once you get to that level, it could be now. Talk to Fernando. He just said we work with everybody. So
absolutely, yeah. We're happy to have anyone coming our way, and happy to, again, like where you are to where you want to be, and attract the clients that you actually want.
Excellent. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Fernando. Bye everyone.